to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Shh. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the number one sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good and the bad and the shocking stories of sugar dating. I'm very excited about my guest today. I really haven't talked to her that much, but I have 1,000 questions, and I think you guys are going to enjoy this interview. But before we do, I think Sugarpalooza 8 is over. If I'm doing my math right, I've got a few episodes I haven't released yet. So by the time this one comes out, I think we're going to be wrapping up the party. And you're going to definitely want to see behind-the-scenes videos and photos of all the shenanigans. Of course, we're going to hide a few faces. We're not outing anybody, but you're going to get a good idea what went down on the party bus, what went down with the Dua Lipa tribute band, and photo booth and everything else. I guarantee you we had a great time and made a lot of new friends. So check that out on our Patreon, which is our fan club. It helps support the show, and we really appreciate all our new members. I just got a new member who signed up for the unlimited coaching and profile review tier. I'm very, very excited to work with this lady and get started with that because I get messages from people all the time, and I message people, and I look at a lot of profiles, and I mean, we've got to do better if we want to be successful here. But anyway, all that is on our Patreon. The tiers start as low as $15 a month, and then they go up from there. Like I said, we have coaching and profile reviews available, and you get to listen to all the episodes before anybody else, behind the scenes, exclusive photos that we don't put anywhere else. We have a community chat, and then we have a girls-only WhatsApp chat. So that's not accessible on the Patreon app, but if you are a Patreon member, just message me, and I will hook you up. Lily is the admin there, and she'll add your number, and then you can join like almost 100 women talking about all things sugar dating without any men interfering, right? But so that's another little perk of our Patreon, all right? So go there now at patreon.com/Secrets of a Sugar Daddy podcast. Let's see, what's been going on in my sugar dating life? It's been a little bit crazy. I went on a first meet and greet, and I really liked this girl a lot. We had a great time. She was Italian. She was a bit different, a bit bold. I kind of liked it. She was edgy. And then she got psycho really fast. And it turned into a disaster where I literally had to block her after the first date. So I'm not going to get into too many details on that. I'm going to have to save them for another show because I do have a guest. But I could tell from the very beginning that she might be a little volatile. And, you know, I don't know. I'm not afraid of volatile. It's kind of fun sometimes, but it was just too much. Just by the messages she was leaving me before we met, and some of the long drawn out audio messages she was sending me. One thing that was a red flag from the very beginning, or it's kind of yellow flag, but is more of a red flag, is she was fairly new on the site, and she said, all we were going to do is meet. And she goes, oh, great, I can delete my Seeking account now. Like, no, I wouldn't do that. We haven't even met. Like, that's a lot of pressure for a first meet and greet that you've already deleted your account because you're going to meet me. She said that she deleted it because it went away. But I know the little trick on how to figure out if I was blocked or it was actually deleted, and she actually blocked me. So I thought that was kind of weird. Anyway. That one didn't go so well, so we will move on. And then I've been to Vegas a few times, and I've got a few stories there, but we're going to save those for the next show. All right. I've got a girl calling in from California, and we found each other, or she found us, I guess, and messaged. I saw her Instagram page. She has 1 million followers, so it's legit. She does a lot of things. And her name is Nina. Welcome, Nina. I'm excited to get this party started. How are you?
Thanks, Marcus. I'm good. I'm Italian, but I'm not as psycho.
Oh, that's
But
why you
I
were laughing
understand.
when I said Italian, huh? Well, here,
Oh man, it's crazy. I actually don't drink
yeah,
because sometimes Italian women just have that bold energy and you have to try to like figure out how to like capsulize it
yeah.
and turn it into something good rather than bad.
Well, I'll tell you what. So I've been on sugar dating for over 10 years now. And the very first girl I met, I ended up getting to a 1.5 year arrangement relationship with. And she was Italian, and it was the wildest ride of my fucking life.
Yeah, man.
All
In both ways.
Hey, let
In
me.
bed,
Yeah,
too.
true. No, I could tell this girl was going to be fire in bed. She said she was hypersexual. So I'm like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
really? But I never went that direction because I just, well, what was that old movie where the girl got obsessed with the guy and she ended up cooking the child's rabbit? Remember that?
Oh yeah, but I can't remember the name of the movie, but I know
Oh,
exactly
man.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't need that in my life. She was a Virgo and the other girl was a Virgo. What are you, Nina?
I'm a Leo.
Oh, you're pretty close, aren't you?
I'm very close.
You're close to being a Virgo. I don't know what it is about
Yeah,
the
you really,
Italian
if you're
Virgos.
Italian and you're a fire sign, you really got to learn how to encapsulate your energy and package it correctly.
Well, that's right. Okay, you and I have not really spoken. You messaged me a couple things, and I thought it was so interesting, and you came right on the show, and I really appreciate that in short notice. Tell me a little bit about your background, and you've done a lot. I've seen your
Yeah.
Instagram page. It's really cool.
So I'll make it like short and simple. I just started off as a professional dancer in the Nutcracker and Cinderella as a ballerina.
Nice.
And then my mom got a divorce and married like a guy who drank too much. So then I started like touring with Snoop Dogg and doing Playboy and
Wait. You
um
toured with the dog, Snoop Dogg?
yeah, Snoop Dogg,
How
all
was
the West
that?
Coast rappers. I even toured with Jim Belushi and Dan Aykroyd for the House of Blues
No
tribute tour.
fucking way.
I was like a blues sister.
No way.
Yeah, that was my first Learjet situation.
Wow. Well, okay.
Yeah.
How old are you, if you don't mind saying?
I actually just turned 36.
36.
So I'm older.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute. Jim Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. You said Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah.
That
I
was a
20
long time ago.
I was actually turning 20 years old when I was touring with them.
No way. Wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
When was that though? Like that was.
I don't know. It was when he had that TV show According to Jim on CBS. That's how I got my SAG card.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
But
Well-
when John passed away, Jim hit up Dan and was like, hey, let's come up with the House of Blues tribute tour.
Yeah.
Because House of Blues was created through John, and Dan
Yeah.
Aykroyd, the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
So that originated the House of Blues. So it was called the Sacred Hearts Tribute Tour. And I was an audience plant. So they would put me in the audience and I'd pretend like I'm just there having fun. And then Jim would say, let's get a girl on stage. And usually he would get a girls on stage and they'd be like, older, kind of like frumpy-ish women.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted a young, hot, vibrant girl on stage. And that's what he got.
Yeah, I loved John Belushi so much. Like him in Animal House is like the most classic movie ever. So it was really sad when he passed. But I mean, you know what movie Jim Belushi was in that I find so I watched it the other day, and I hadn't seen it since college. Was About Last Night with Demi Moore. And
I haven't seen that.
oh my gosh, Jim, he is the funniest guy. So it's got, my God.
You'll figure it out as soon as we get off the show.
Yeah. But anyway, so he was dating Demi Moore in this show, and Jim Belushi was like his friend, and he was just like the most obnoxious, annoying guy. She didn't like him at all, but he played such a fun role. It was set in Chicago, and it was kind of this love story, but oh man, his role in that, he made the movie, right? It was so good.
Yeah. It's kind of how he is in person too. I think the roles that he plays, they kind of, as me being an actress myself, like I think, your manager, your agent kind of picks the role based on your personality. So it's not too much of a stretch. But then when you do those hard roles, that's when you're really showing your skills,
Yeah. So is Rob Lowe. I don't know why I couldn't think of him, but Rob
Lowe.
Yeah. So Rob Lowe and, and Jim Belushi were in this movie. Oh my God. It was so good. It was so funny. Yeah.
But yeah, so after that, I went into Playboy because it was easier for me to do that than to be on set all the time. And then now that I hit 1 million followers, people are saying get away from Playboy and do more family oriented stuff. But I listened to your podcast. I recently went on a date. The reason why I messaged you is I recently went on a date with a celebrity from a TV show. And I can't say even names. And that's why it's like, I even call myself Nina, because it's like, there's so much you can't really say, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this celebrity that I went out with, so the reason why I wanted to talk to you is I'm successful, but I'm trying to date a successful person, but I'm not just dating successful guys. I'm dating successful guys that are famous.
Yeah.
So it's like double the narcissism a little bit.
Really?
And then I have my own thing going, so I have to take a back seat because I'm learning. I started listening to your show so I could learn.
Yeah? How did you find us?
I literally just went on Spotify and typed in sugar dating, and you guys popped up.
Oh, that'll work. I mean,
That's how it works.
We've probably got over 300 releases at this point. Yeah, well over that. So, yeah.
Yeah, well over. You guys are hitting 4.
I don't even know. I've been doing this for 5 years.
I think you're at 362 if I looked last.
Yeah, counting all the extra sugars. Yeah, it's a blur. We've talked about so much, and I find myself repeating. But then every time I keep coming into these unique new situations that we talk about. So hopefully they'll hit home with some people.
Yeah, no, exactly. And hey, that's what podcasts are for. And it's amazing that you're keeping it up. Consistency is key.
Yeah, that's what I've been told by the studio manager. I think he just wants my money, though.
Yeah.
But it's
hey,
true.
You know what?
True.
You never would have met me.
You know what? I have met some of the most amazing, dynamic people. I can't even tell you the quality of people that I've met and the friends that I've made. That these people will be friends of mine for the rest of my life. And it's
that's why I got jealous about the Palooza thing when you said made new friends. I was like, darn it.
Yeah, you would fit right in. It's unfortunate you're not going to be available. You would absolutely fit in, and the girls would love you. The guys would love you. You have no idea the connection people make when, like-minded people get together. It's so fun.
I know. I have a little puppy that I spend most of my time with, so it's kind of a little bit of a hindrance. So I don't know if life is just kind of holding me back a little bit, ready to catapult me, because I am that Italian Leo.
Yeah.
So, life's like, hey, let's dull her edges a little bit.
Yeah.
Have her take care of the puppy. That's why I wanted to talk to you today, because it is interesting trying to do the sugar dating thing.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy.
All right. Have you guys heard of Podcomet? Well, I haven't either, but they are a sponsor of the show, and let me tell you a little bit about what they do. They have a software called Event Tracker, and this is a federated dashboard for the world of prediction markets. And these markets have become one of the most interesting real-time signals that we have. A live money-backed read on what people actually believe will happen across politics, economics, culture, sports, and more. But the signal is split across many separate venues, each with its own data, its own interface, and its own blind spots. So here's what Event Tracker does. It unifies them all in one spot. They aggregate markets from an unusually wide range of venues, broader than any comparable tool, and present them as one coherent, comparable picture. Live prices, volumes, cross-venue spreads, money flow signals, and news side by side. On top sits an AI layer that lets you ask questions of the whole corpus in plain language. Their goal is to turn a noisy, fragmented landscape into something an ordinary person can actually read with the rigor of a research tool, not the gloss of a tip sheet. So The premise is simple. The data people need to make sense of the world already exists, but is fragmented, inconsistent, and hard to use. They bring it together. Go to podcomet.ai now.
Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
So let me tell you what happened.
Yeah, tell me.
So I'm on a sugar dating date, and the guy tells me that he could see himself falling in love with me. He
Wait.
rules.
On the first date, or
No, it wasn't the first date. And do you know what the funny thing is? We didn't meet through seeking. It was like, so I can't even call it a sugar dating date. Like it was. So I walked into me and my dog live in like a beautiful small beach town. We were cruising around. My dog ran into the barber shop. I said hi to my friend. He's cutting someone's hair, and the guy goes, "Who are you?" And then everybody goes, "She's the 5-time international Playboy." He goes, "You would be perfect for this guy." And he's like some restaurateur, TV personality that's in our small town. And I'm like, well, I've been on seeking for, 6 months, haven't found anybody. So maybe this is going to be natural and it's going to work perfect. So he says, meet me at my restaurant. We're doing our grand opening. I go there. He has a beautiful table laid out for me. I walk in. I feel like a princess.
Wow.
But I got a red flag. I thought it was a yellow flag, but it should have been a red flag.
Yeah.
The second I got up, because he was hosting, the second I got up to go talk to my friends, because I figured I'd give him some space, he grabbed me by the arm and he said, "You're my girl now."
Wow.
First date.
Red flag.
Yeah.
you're like, hon, you do not know me. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, what? I told him, I said, I'm just trying to give you a little space. So that was just the beginning of the end, because after that, each day it was something different. And it was weird how he was trying to get me to need him. And then as soon as I started to want and need him, he turned into the person of going like, "No, I want my space." So it was very like manipulating. So I had to get out of that quickly. So I don't know. I was kind of going on here to get advice from you.
All right, shoot. What do you want to know? I'm seeing a lot of red flags, but did you like some of the attention he was giving you? I mean, it sounds like he was rolling out.
We had great intimacy.
Oh, nice.
He picked me up in his Rolls Royce. It was a beautiful car. We were at his beach pad, one of the most beautiful. And as a luxury wellness influencer, I've been to a lot of Bel Air mansions and things like that. And it was one of the most beautiful beach pads I've ever been to. Him and I had a connection. He was a Gemini. I'm a Leo. We got along very well. What happened was on the 6th day, I finally went over to his house because he was begging me he wasn't begging me, he was demanding me. It was a demanding relationship. And he definitely felt like he had the upper hand. And I went into his bathroom and there was a hair tie in the bathroom. And literally he wouldn't allow me to take pictures with other people. I wasn't allowed to FaceTime with men. I wasn't allowed to wear a bikini online. I had to take off all my Playboy stuff and put it down at the bottom of my Instagram. Like, he had rules. So when I found the hair tie, I went, well, since I have all these rules, what about you? And I shook the hair tie like that and I threw it on the ground. And he freaked out. He's like, that makes me uncomfortable. He's like, I'm the man and I set the tone. And I kind of felt bad. I was like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. So the day after, he put me on punishment. Oh. I wasn't allowed to go to the restaurant. My girlfriends were.
He put you in the corner?
He wouldn't talk to me. He blocked me. Like, man. He told me, he's like, I'm putting you on punishment.
Wow.
It was weird.
So how long did this last?
So that was the last day. I couldn't do punishment.
Yeah.
For me, I was like, makes me feel very anxious. And when I feel anxious, then I already know that I'm going to have some bad mental health stuff with a relationship, and I just walk away.
How old was this gentleman?
He was probably 62.
Yeah, see, it really annoys me when somebody has gotten to that age and they've found some success, obviously some wealth, and they have this attitude like, I'm better than you. You must listen to me because I have achieved this. Their social skills or their emotional skills are lacking. And obviously you started experiencing that from the very beginning, and it just got worse.
It just got, I mean, the TV show he's on, all the fans were like misogynist, narcissistic, da 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 da. And Geminis are known to being like, kind of like bipolar.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and he was drinking all the time. Like, and he was always trying to defend his drinking because I don't drink. With the mixture of just the drinking and him being successful, nobody would tell him no, his staff, because he owns some Ferrari dealerships. He owns a couple restaurants. And he's on TV. Everybody around him, including his kids, were all scared of him. You could tell.
Yeah.
And that's when they hit this like level, you're right, of not being communicative at all.
Yeah. No, he's never going to be successful in relationships acting like that.
Right.
Yeah, the Rolls Royce is nice, and the beach house was nice, and the restaurant was nice, but you're not going to put up with it.
No,
you don't have to. You don't need to.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to ask you is like, should I have not I feel like if I didn't do the hair tie thing, then I'd still be in the game, but it would have manifested in another way.
Yeah, no, you found out really quick what he was all about. So by you doing that, you sped up the process.
That's what I feel.
Yeah. So I feel like it's time. Have you jumped ship?
I jumped ship completely.
Okay, so you're done. Yeah, I would just move on. Chalk it up to a fun experience, and you got to meet this famous guy and have this experience, and maybe you had some great memories. It sounded like the intimacy was quite amazing, but that's it. It would never go long term because you're going to find these things out eventually. You just sped up the process.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm back on Seeking, so I need more advice from you.
Yeah.
So now I'm back on Seeking.
In California, right?
I'm from California, yeah. And I'm new to Seeking, kind of. I've only been on there for like 6-7 months. My first date with the Seeking gentleman, he was just... so I've never done the like PP. How do I say it? Like so my style of dating on Seeking would be to meet a guy that already knows that we're going to be a good couple chemistry wise, intimacy wise. So he's not worried about that. And he's successful enough to here's the way I look at it. I take care of myself in such a way, like, I like to shop. I do my nails. I go to the spa. I do this. I do that. I take care of myself in such a way. I just want to meet somebody that matches that.
Sure. I get it.
I was with someone for 7 years, and this was 6 months ago. I broke up with this person. He lost all of his money when I broke up with him the first time. He bought an app and lost everything. And that's why I went on Seeking, was because, I was like, I want to just find somebody that has the same kind of ambition. And it's like, so I put in my profile, like, I'm looking for a mentor, or what should I do?
I've met people and they disclosed to me at the meeting that they're like actually a doctor or a dentist or a lawyer or some really high profile, well-paying job. And they didn't actually put that on their profile, which I thought, should they or shouldn't they? Because it really caught me a little bit by surprise, but then I was quite impressed that here I am sitting with somebody that well educated or has the money earning potential to be on the upper class. But what they're looking for is kind of like you. They're somewhat successful, but where are you going to find another successful person, right?
Right.
So sugar dating, I think, is your best opportunity. You got Millionaire Match, you've got, I think, Raya. You've got a few of these upper class apps. I don't know if you've explored any of those, but certainly Seeking.
But do you like girls that are successful as well? And
why wouldn't I?
Right.
But you know what? I guess everybody's looking for something a little different. Some successful men are just looking for somebody that they can throw a lot of money at, and basically that person will do whatever they want. Other people are looking for maybe somebody that can actually partner with them in business. I've met so many men through these parties and through the girls have introduced me to their sugar daddies, where they actually have hired women from the site to run their companies.
Yeah. I've been offered that a lot too.
Yeah, because they're so smart, they're so driven, and these men are impressed by them, and they will actually hire them. So, it's all, there's something for everybody out there. If you want to weed through the people that are contacting you, because you probably have 28-year-olds messaging you. Hey, Lily, that happened to Lily all the time. She was in her 50s, and she's like, why is this 29-year-old messaging me? Right?
Guys like older girls.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but that's not what she was looking for, right? And then she ended up, she ended up now engaged to we call him Trucker. He owns a very successful trucking company, and the guy makes well over 7 figures a year, and he treats her like a queen, and it's the best she's ever been treated in her life after 3 failed marriages, and she's found what she's looking for. It came at a price. It came at her going out on a lot of dates and kissing a lot of frogs, she says, but she found her prince. Could she have weeded out a lot of those men that she went on that had no potential? Maybe through her profile. I don't know. She played with her profile a lot. And we kind of got, into some better wording. Now with ChatGPT, it helps too. You kind of tell it what your intentions are, and it'll spit out some options for you. And you can think, oh, that's pretty good, or no, that's not my style, or whatever. I think that's a great resource too. And actually, I think that's what I would do. If I was in your position, I would just write down, what am I really looking for? Tell ChatGPT or whatever you use, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is my profile. And it knows all about seeking. It knows all about everything. Tell it you have a seeking profile. You want to weed out the tire kickers, and you're really looking for this type of a man. Well, how should I word it? And it'll spit something out that's pretty darn good. I'm telling you. It's unbelievable.
I love ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy.
All right. Have you guys heard of Comet? Well, I haven't either, but they are a sponsor of the show, and let me tell you a little bit about what they do. They have a software called Event Tracker, and this is a federated dashboard for the world of prediction markets. And these markets have become one of the most interesting real-time signals that we have. A live money-backed read on what people actually believe will happen across politics, economics, culture, sports, and more. But the signal is split across many separate venues, each with its own data, its own interface, and its own blind spots. So here's what Event Tracker does. It unifies them all in one spot. They aggregate markets from an unusually wide range of venues, broader than any comparable tool, and present them as one coherent, comparable picture. Live prices, volumes, cross-venue spreads, money flow signals, and news side by side. On top sits an AI layer that lets you ask questions of the whole corpus in plain language. Their goal is to turn a noisy, fragmented landscape into something an ordinary person can actually read with the rigor of a research tool, not the gloss of a tip sheet. So the premise is simple. The data people need to make sense of the world already exist, but is fragmented, inconsistent, and hard to use. They bring it together. Go to podcomet.ai now.
Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
So here's a good question. So, the men are on there because they want to date a beautiful girl. The girl's on there because she wants to date a successful guy. So what happens is when they first start to talk, the girl's like wondering about the money, and then the guy's wondering about the intimacy. So it ends up butting heads.
Exactly.
And what I'm thinking
You're exactly
is
right.
and then it's like, I feel like if I just maybe just lay down, not think about any of the money stuff, not think about the success stuff. You could look into it a little bit, but I think just try to get to know the person. And it's not as fun that way, but you get to know the person, and then they can let their guard down too. And then you can actually make a connection.
Yeah. So are you looking for somebody to support you financially, or you're just looking for an older, successful guy?
Yeah, no, I'm just looking for an older, successful guy because I support myself financially.
Right. That's what I thought. So you're in this interesting position where, sure, money and trips and experiences are great, but you're really looking for.
No, I don't even want trips.
Yeah.
I'm with my dog. I just want somebody that could be successful with me, that is more successful than me.
Right. Oh, I get it. So yeah, I would throw that into ChatGPT and see what it says and see if there's anything that really hits home. Change a few words to make it your own, and then throw that on there and test it out and see what happens. I remember this one girl, she was so cute and she had a great job, and I was a little bit enamored by her. And I said, well, what kind of a PPM are you looking for, or what kind of allowance are you looking for? And she's like, whoa, can't we just meet? I don't want to discuss that now. I want to just meet and see if we're aligned. That was so different than the regular, like 95% of the girls I've met on there, right? Because usually they're like, oh, I'd like an extra 1,000 a week, or, 6,000 a month, or 3, whatever it may be, right? They could throw numbers all day long. But usually some of them have a financial need in mind, where this girl's like, wait, I got to like you first. Like, we can't, I'm not out here just to get somebody's money.
Because the second I mention a number for PPM, then they want to know what they're going to get. Then I get weird. Yeah. And then everything just falls apart.
Right. True sugar dating is not about, but it gets to this, and that's why we get a bad rap about it. But true sugar dating is not about, hey, I'm going to give you $800 and we're going to go to dinner and then we're going to go home and bang, and this is what I like, and blah, blah, blah. Does that happen? Yeah, it happens all the time. And so is that real sugar dating? It can lead to sugar dating, but basically it's not.
Yeah.
And that's not what we practice. That's not what we preach around here. And that's not what we're finding is successful. Successful sugar dating is, like Alejandra and I, we had drinks at a bar, had some wings, enjoyed each other's company. At the end of the night, I just kissed her in the parking lot goodbye. And then I said, okay, well, I'll reach out. And then we went out again and we started dating, actually going on real dates. We end up having sex, I think, on the second date. But it was very natural feeling. Like, we both liked each other. We both really, and here it is 4 years later, still at it.
Yeah, see? That's it. That's what happened. That's why I'm upset, because that's what happened with the guy that I had to break up with. We got intimate within the first 3 days. And I never do that, like, especially since I quit drinking. But
drinking has something to do with it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I mean, it'd been a year or something. So I wanted it. I was like, let's go.
Bring it on, baby.
But I was upset because we had everything going. And then his narcissism, kind of controllingness got to the relationship a little bit. And I just thought maybe I need to reach out to Marcus and see, do I need to be more submissive? Should I have not said anything about the hair tie?
No, you need to be yourself. You need to be around somebody that you're comfortable enough to be able to say and do whatever without them just blowing up on you.
Do you know what people think? I should date a tech guy.
Really?
Because I'm like successful. So like tech guys are a little bit more on the dorky side. So like they don't mind a like hot Italian, German, successful girl. Maybe
you're a big personality. Do you like a guy that's a little bit more quiet, or do you like dating a big personality?
I don't mind either way, as long as the person's nice to me. Yeah. I like a guy that's nice, and I like intelligent. I'm a little bit of a sapiosexual.
Yeah, no, I get it. I am too. I love having great conversations about all kinds of things in the world, the universe, life. It's much better than, shallow conversations and then right to bed. It's a much better experience.
It is, for sure.
Yeah, you would be a fun date. I could see, let's say I took you out on a meet and greet. I could see that thing lasting for 5 fucking hours.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, you're easy to talk to, and you're fun, and you're bubbly, and like who wouldn't enjoy that, right?
Yeah. No, I've listened to your podcast. I told myself I was going to listen from 1 through all of them, but man, that's hard.
I know. I've got somebody.
You've got a lot of episodes.
I've got a guy I'm talking to on Instagram. He's fun. He's younger. He's a brother, and I've been giving him some advice. I think he's in the East Coast. But anyway, he's at like episode 107 and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm at this part. I can't wait to find out what's happened to you and all this, Lily and all these people." He's kind of building up the story. He does not want to skip ahead. So,
Now, I'm telling you, like I said, I typed in sugar dating and I listened to some like podcast with some girl and it was okay. Some of the other ones were just horrible. Yours is the only one that really stands out and I think like gives a place for people to actually educate themselves because you could feel very lost in it, because you never know how you're doing it, if you're doing it right. And that's a big reason I reached out. Thank God I have the platform of the, 1 million followers. I'm like, he probably will say yes. I'm like, I'm going to put in 5-time international Playboy model. Make sure Marcus says yes.
Well, no, I'm always looking for guests, no matter, how big or small or that you feel. But you've kind of got an interesting situation where
I do.
You're kind of you're in the spotlight. People know who you are. You've been in Playboy, and now you're trying to date, and it makes it a little bit more difficult for you, I think, than just a normal girl here in Scottsdale. Because maybe,
especially with the Playboy thing, because then they automatically think sex, and I'm like, no, you guys, please, there's a person here,
right, yeah.
So that's another thing that I'm trying to. So I moved all the Playboy stuff, and it was a good thing I met that famous guy or whatever because he was like, no Playboy, no OnlyFans, no bikini. So I got rid of all of it, and now I look a little bit more like a good girl. So, and I feel like more of one. So now I can lead with a better foot, and I think. Also, when I go back on Seeking, if I just lead without, in my mind, get the money out of my head and automatically just try to get to know the people, I think the world will deliver me what I need because, law of attraction, if you chase it, it repels.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to allow more.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah. And it's just going to be a process and I mean, we all go through it. I've had a lot, like I said, I've had a lot of success, but oh my God, I've had so many what the fuck stories. And it's just,
Oh yeah, I've heard.
and it just continues, right? And you would think I could see them coming, but sometimes you just, I think that's kind of.
No, but that's not life. You have to erase the magic board and go back.
See, I'm a little bit of a gambler. Like I'm actually going to Vegas.
Oh yeah, you are. You gamble.
Right after this show, and I'm headed up to play some poker. So I like kind of rolling the dice sometimes and just seeing what I got because I've been wrong more times than I've been right when I've showed up and met somebody. Like I've met people and I went, I'm not really attracted to this person. And then by the end of the date, I really like that person, right? I got to know them. And then others, I'm like, wow, this girl is so beautiful and hot. And then by the end of the day, I'm like, I can't stand this girl, right?
Right.
So, and I've had everything in between. And so I kind of like rolling the dice. A lot of times it does turn out exactly like I thought it was going to. Sometimes you make a connection. I don't really go out with people in their 50s. I'm more attracted to somebody a little bit more youthful, 30s, 20, late 20s, 30s, 40s. But I don't discount anybody. People say, who are you attracted to? And I'm like, I don't know. Just I can tell like if that person I find attractive, whether they're blonde, Hispanic, or whatever, right? So I just remember talking. I saw Lily's profile, and she was 52, and I thought, wow, most 52-year-olds don't look like this. I'm sure she's using some kind of a filter or probably doesn't look that good in person. But then we did a FaceTime, and she was just the sweetest thing, and she was very, she was attractive. And then when she showed up, so she drove the 3 hours down to Phoenix because she lived in a small eastern Arizona town. She drove 3 hours for the weekend to come spend time with me. She shows up on my doorstep. I'm telling you, it was instant. Like I instantly just kind of fell in love with her just in a personable way. Like I instantly knew this person was going to be a part of my life for the rest of my life. It was the weirdest thing. And sure enough, she is.
Timing's everything.
Yeah, we talk every day, and she's still a big part of the show, even though she's not my co-host anymore. She's doing lots of behind the scenes stuff for the party and still does coaching. And we still have dinner with her and Trucker. And she's just a really, really good friend of mine. I'm going to their wedding in Cancun next year. And all that came because I took a chance. I took a gamble on somebody that I normally don't go out with.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy.
All right. Have you guys heard of Comet? Well, I haven't either, but they are a sponsor of the show, and let me tell you a little bit about what they do. They have a software called Event Tracker, and this is a federated dashboard for the world of prediction markets. And these markets have become one of the most interesting real-time signals that we have. A live money-backed read on what people actually believe will happen across politics, economics, culture, sports, and more. But the signal is split across many separate venues, each with its own data, its own interface, and its own blind spots. So here's what Event Tracker does. It unifies them all in one spot. They aggregate markets from an unusually wide range of venues, broader than any comparable tool, and present them as one coherent, comparable picture. Live prices, volumes, cross-venue spreads, money flow signals, and news side by side. On top sits an AI layer that lets you ask questions of the whole corpus in plain language. Their goal is to turn a noisy, fragmented landscape into something an ordinary person can actually read with the rigor of a research tool, not the gloss of a tip sheet. So the premise is simple. The data people need to make sense of the world already exists, but is fragmented, inconsistent, and hard to use. They bring it together. Go to podcomet.ai now.
Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
So wait, you gotta refresh me. So the girl that's on your first 15 to 20 episodes.
Yeah, that's Amy.
Amy?
Yeah.
What's up with her?
I love Amy. I talked to Amy right before we came to the show. So when I met her in 2020 in COVID, I mean, we literally couldn't go out. So she spent every day at my house, and we got to know each other really fast. And I knew it wasn't going to be like a romance with her because she's a tough girl, but she's so sweet too. And I felt more of like a mentor to her. And then she ended up going to school for 4 years, got a degree in a field that I personally didn't think she belonged, but she was hard-headed. She got the degree, and now she's got a job making quadruple of what she made when I met her in 2020.
Oh,
and
wow.
She's got all the benefits, and she's moved up in this company. It's a really good company in town, and a very well known, very well respected company. And so,
and then who's the person you're dating now?
Alejandra.
Yeah.
We've been dating for 4 years.
And that's the one who you saw and you fell in love with right away.
No, that's Lily.
Okay, that's why I'm getting confused.
Yeah. So then Amy told me that she couldn't really be a part of the show anymore because her job and school was taking her
remember
elsewhere.
that.
Yeah. So then I had met Lily, and Lily she retired. So she was moving to Phoenix area, and she goes, "Hey, do you know anybody that has some work that I could do?" And I go, "As a matter of fact, I need some help in my business." So I ended up hiring her for my construction and real estate business. But in the meantime, I go, "Hey, can you help me out with some of this podcast stuff?" And she reluctantly started helping me out. And then we wrangled her on the show, and she just fell in love with it and did like 200 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah, and she became a fan favorite. Matter of fact, the show has never been the same since she has left. I mean, people are like, "Can you bring back Lily?" I'm like, "No, I can't. I wish I could." I know she was such a huge part of the show. And matter of fact, one of our sugar daddies who come to our party, he calls her the den mother. I mean, all the girls love her and go to her for advice, and she's just like the mama bear, right?
Wow.
And she's absolutely stunning, even though she's now, she's 2 years younger than me. So she's 56 now. Everywhere she goes, people stop and look at her. She's so beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah. So Trucker's very lucky, and I'm lucky to have them in my life. Her and I dated. We were more like brother and sister. Like we just, who really got along. Like we were brother and sister who got along, and just, we really, really enjoy each other's company. I knew that I was never going to date her long term, and she could kind of feel that too. So she kept her heart from, she was like, you got to protect your heart. Right?
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And I could tell she was protecting her heart, and I was too. And so we just enjoyed each other for the time that we spent with each other. And then we just tried not to let our feelings get too deep. And then I just really loved sending her out on dates and seeing what happened and having her come report them. It was a lot of fun.
I remember that now. So the person you're with now, is it an open relationship?
Yeah. So we went exclusive because the feelings started getting pretty deep, but then it started feeling like a marriage all over to me again. I started falling into kind of a rut, and the problem was, and she knows this, and she would be back in an exclusive relationship in a heartbeat. But the problem is, I like people, and I like meeting people. I like mentoring people. I like giving advice. Whether you take it or not, it's up to you. But here's what I've learned. And I have done things wrong. I've done things right. And maybe you can learn from them too. And I felt like once we got exclusive, I just quit meeting people. Right.
Right.
And it was kind of,
sucks.
It's depressing for me. Right. I don't go out and meet a lot of people just to have sex with a lot of different people. Do we get intimate sometimes with these other people? Yeah, and I enjoy it. But I really, really found myself as a sapiosexual like you. I really like just going out on dates and having great conversations and doing a lot of fun things. I love going out and living life. And when
What's your sign?
I'm Aries.
Oh.
What, is that a good one?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be your compatible match.
Well, I could tell I already
Leo
like
and
you.
Aries.
I already like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. No, I get it. Yeah. So that's another thing. So the person who just came in here is my ex of 7 years, right?
Wow.
And I'm he has to be somewhere upstairs. So if something blows up right now and I get in trouble, you guys, I'll have to cut out. But
okay.
So the one thing, I don't feel like I'm ever going to really just tell him I'm dating other people, because him and I haven't had sex in 3 years. He has to know I'm dating other people, and I figure he's doing it too, but we just don't tell each other.
Oh.
So I wonder if one day I need to just say, hey, listen, since we've been in each other's life for 7 years, we can't seem to go apart. Let's just have an open relationship. I don't need to know about your stuff. You don't need to know about mine. You know what I mean?
Well, that's an interesting predicament you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting, because that's another thing that I think it makes it hard for people to date me, because I have a person that has been my best friend for 7 years, loves my dog. I'm really close with my family. I have my career, but he's not doing well financially at all. And it doesn't make me feel, and there's no sex, right? Because I'm not feeling that, man, oh my God, you're such a man. You're doing all these amazing things. That's so hot, right? I'm not feeling that. But we're so close, and he's obsessed with me. I mean, I can't, even if I tried to get him away, it wouldn't happen.
Who wouldn't be obsessed with you, right?
Yeah.
So how is your libido? I mean, are you itching, or like what's going on there?
Well, I used to masturbate like 5 times a day.
Oh, okay.
And now it's just kind of dwindled down a little bit to where, but when I went on that date with that guy, it was like back up to normal.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, let's go. But I think what it is for women, so I'm a medical assistant as well, by the way. So men, I always say, imagine to women, I say, imagine if your clitoris was 6 inches long with sperm attached to it. I'm like, that's how men are. Where they're the giver of sperm. If men were not like that, they would not be able to. We wouldn't have evolution. The world would not keep on going. Men are meant to do that, and women are meant to receive and protect and to create a house around them, like to be protected, because we're soft, and all the things. So that's why women like the providers.
Yeah, sure.
And then men like the younger women, or whatever, the hot women, because they're visual, because that's what gets them going.
You get it.
And that's what keeps us going as a species.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's just, so I have, everything going for me besides that one thing where the guy is successful and I'm sexually attracted to him. That's the
Gotcha.
only thing I'm missing.
All right. Well, I know we're coming to the end of the show, but I want you to keep in touch and let me know how it's going.
I love that.
We should,
and that's perfect timing because he just got here.
Okay. Yeah. And we can have you back on and have you report on how
I
it's
love
going.
that. I wanted to show you my Playboy cover.
Let me see. Wow. What year and month is that?
This is in July 2024.
There you
so
go,
my
boys.
face is so swollen and red because of the laser treatment I got done.
Yeah, I see it, but it's very common. I've been around a lot of women who've got that done. It'll heal fairly quick. So
yes.
yeah.
Thank you for having me, Marcus.
Thank you for coming on, and thank you for messaging me on Instagram. I really appreciate that. I'll hit you up and get an update from you.
Of course. Thank you so much.
All right. Hey, if you guys want to...
Episode 4052.
No, you're going to be like... what episode? You're going to be like 250 something, I think. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, if you guys want to share your crazy sugar dating stories or get advice or anything like that, like Nina did, contact me at secretsofasugardaddy.com. You can message me there or Instagram. It's a great way. I really enjoy getting messages from you guys on Instagram, and I respond to most of them. Sometimes I get some hate. I had this girl, we got into like an hour-long conversation yesterday, and I shared some funny memes about the PPMs, and one of them said something about, it was like a low number. It was like 500 for dinner or something. And she's like, oh my God, I get 2,500 minimum, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, you're not... that's not normal. And so anyway, she's trying to claim that it is and that blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to tell her, hey, things have changed. So we got in this whole kind of fun debate on the current market of sugar dating. And maybe I'm going to have her on because, I actually am going to have her on.
Yeah, we need to hear that because I want to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. She's coming on.
Because we want to know exactly what goes on with the 2,500. You can't just be doing a $2,500 dinner, baby.
I think, yeah, exactly. I think actually it might be the next episode. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. We'll get it. I've got her scheduled, and we're going to have a very interesting conversation. So,
and if you're a successful man out there, contact Marcus and get Nina's real information.
I'll get you set up with Nina. I like her. She's a lot of fun. I think you guys would enjoy her. So we'll get you a good man.
Thanks, Marcus.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Nina. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.